is a long-distance email.
Apparently.
This is a postcard. It's Michael from Malaysia.
Malaysia. Have you been to Malaysia?
I don't even know where Malaysia is.
Alan, have you been to Malaysia?
No, but my son has.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Good day. Well, that must be near Australia.
Well, not exactly,
Okay.
but I mean you're in the same general longitude.
Okay, or latitude.
No, latitude is
Straight.
yeah, longitude is up and down.
Got it.
Because
All right.
it's well above Australia.
All right. Good day, Joe and Al. Big fan here from Malaysia. I've been listening to you since a year ago. Here's my question. Me and my wife, both 41, are totally debt-free, house and everything. Oh, congratulations, Michael. We have 2 girls, ages 13 and 10. Currently, we're saving around 55% of our after-tax income. 55% there, Big Al.
That's pretty good.
And we plan to retire at age 55, so 14 years. Do you think we should slow down on our savings and have more fun? Secondly, what is your recommendations on the saving ratio between retirement and the kids' college fund? Best wishes to YMYW for 2019. Thanks.
Wow, that's very nice.
Michael from Malaysia, saving 55% of his income, wanting to know, should he keep saving or have more fun? Michael, have more fun. What the hell are you doing saving 55% of your income?
I would say it this way. I think if you want to retire, I mean, just in general, if you want to retire in your 60s, we would say you probably ought to be saving at least 15% of your income, maybe 20, but say 15 or 20. And I know for a lot of people that's very hard to even get to that level. But now you want to retire at 55, so that's earlier. So you might be a slightly higher percentage, but 55% strikes me as pretty high. That would be a percentage if you wanted to be part of the
FIRE movement.
Financial independence, retire early in about your age currently. So yeah, I would agree with you, Joe. So Michael, have some more fun.
Yeah, well, I guess we got to know Michael's salary.
Sure.
If he makes $10,000 a year, 55% is probably right on.
We also need to know how much he's already saved. If he saved nothing to
Right.
this point, it's a differn answer.
And how much is he spending?
Sure. Well, yeah. I mean, there's some basic
And what other
questions like that.
fixed income sources
But
do you have?
on the surface, saving 55% of your income is above and beyond what you need to do in general.
Yes.
You like that answer?
Yeah, allegedly. Secondly, okay,
Yeah.
well, what's the savings ratio? What say you on this, Al? Savings ratio between retirement and college funds.
Well, I guess I would.
Are you going to get fired up again
Yeah,
about?
get fired up again about
That was a
college funds.
few years ago.
Yeah, no, I'm over that. My college fund experience. Anyway, so I would say it this way: if you're saving 15 to 20% of your income for your own retirement, then that's that. I would want you to do that first, and then you could go back and figure out what you really need to save for college. It's not a ratio; it's more what's the need, right? And let's just say that's 10%, just to throw out a number. And so you still have extra. Have fun with that, or save a little bit more. I would kind of think about it that way.
Here's what I would do, Michael, is to look at, all right, you have 2 kids, 13 and 10. One child is going to go to school in 4 or 5 years, right, depending on when they graduate. I graduated at 17. Al graduated probably at 19. And then the 10-year-old, right? So let's say you have 5 and 7 years or 5 and 8 years for both of those kids.
Right.
Right? And then so you look at, well, how much do you want to fund? Do you want to fund a state school? What's the school cost in Malaysia? I have no idea. Do you want to come to wherever? And kind of figure out exactly what that cost is and work backwards.
Yeah, exactly.
It's say,
And-
let's say it's $10,000 a year hypothetically.
Sure.
So you have $40,000 that you need to save for each kid. It's a little bit more complex because there's inflation involved.
Sure.
But you get the gist is that, well, $40,000 for each kid. Now you kind of work that backwards. You have 8 years for one child to get to that $40,000. You have 5 years for the other child to get to that $40,000. Then you set set up a savings program on a monthly basis to save into, whatever plan that you choose to get to that goal.
Yeah, I agreed with that. And so in other words, you figure out what the need is, and then you can sort of calculate the percentage. You don't start with the percentage. You got to figure out what the need is.
Right. It's not a ratio
and
of
work backwards.
half and half.
Right.
But if 100% of your savings is going to have to go to that college fund, then I think that's when you revert back to a ratio.
Yeah, well, I think in that case, I want you to start with yourself.
Yes.
15% to yourself before you do the college
100%
fund.
agreement there.
Yeah.
Because where we find is that all of a sudden it's like, well, you know what? I'm 41. I'm already saving 55%. I got a couple of kids. I'm going to stop saving for retirement. I'm going to funnel all of my free cash flow into, let's say, a 529 plan or a college savings plan, and then I'll revert back to my retirement savings.
Right.
No, I mean, you don't do it that way. You have to take care of yourself first. Your kids can get loans where you can't get a loan for your retirement.
Right. And I can tell you at age 68 or 72, you probably don't want to call up your kids and say, remember I funded that college?
Yeah.
So now it's time for you to send me a few
Yeah, I'm
bucks a month."
broke. I was saving 55% of my life savings until I called into Your Money or Wealth, and they told me to go have more fun, and now I'm an alcoholic, and you kids are out.
Wow, okay. That was
That was a little bit. I'm kidding.
Joe's
Michael,
got his retirement mapped out.
yes,
Yeah,
Michael,
right, apparently.
keep saving 55%. Thank you for the email.